What's up, Bravo lovers? What's going on? Welcome back to my channel. For everyone new here, nice to meet you. My name's Kyle. We talk about all things Bravo, all things Housewives, all things pop culture. And let's get into today's video. I've got my iced coffee. Let the games begin. We're talking about the Real Housewives of New Jersey reunion part 1. I'm excited about it. I thought that this reunion, it was good. It was explosive. It was drama-filled. Jennifer was not holding back in any way, shape, or form. Her guns were ready, and she was going to take everybody down. So here we go. Let's start with the top. I'm obsessed with the set. It reminds me of the shore. I want to be at the boardwalk. I want to be at the beach right now. Job well done. Set, decoration, team, you done good. So right from the jump, we find out that Dolores, she's got a new vagina. Okay, she's got a lot of work done. I mean, no shame. I get Botox. I get it. I feel it. Do your thing, girl. But yeah, she's got a brand new WAP.
Now from the top, make it drop. That's some wet-ass pussy. I can't.
So this is Melissa's 9th reunion, and she said that this is the first time that she's ever wrote down notes in preparation for a reunion. She said that she had a notebook and would take notes throughout the season, but never took notes for the actual reunion. Girl, get on it. If I were doing a reunion, you better believe I would pull a freaking Monique Samuels and I would have a binder, I would have receipts, I would have notes in my phone. I'd be ready to freaking rock and roll. Trust and believe. Also, Teresa then talks about her pineapple obsession. No more dry spell for Teresa. She said it's all wet and juicy. Her words, not mine. So then Jackie, she is very upset that Teresa had an ex-housewife tweet about Jackie and the rumor and the whole analogy thing. And way to do Dorinda dirty like that, Jackie. And obviously Teresa, she got so defensive and says, I don't tell people what to do. Okay, that has Teresa's name all over it. Or does it? I mean, it doesn't. Dorinda's her own person. I don't think anyone had to put Dorinda up to that. There, I said it. So we open up the reunion with a montage of the ladies' kids. Andy asks Teresa how Gia feels about her song from like season 2 going viral. Woke up in the morning thinking about so many things. I just wish things would get better. I'm trying to get rid of it, but nothing seems to work the same. That is embarrassing that I know all of the words. So obviously Gia is loving all of the attention. I mean, shit, I would too. And if you don't know what I'm talking about with this song, here it is for your viewing pleasure.
Waking up in the morning, thinking about so many things. I just wish things would get better. I'm trying to get rid of them, but nothing seems to stay the same.
We also found out that Dolores' son, Frankie Jr., is currently working for Teresa's new boyfriend, Louis. Frank Jr. is a real estate agent now, and Teresa said he's making a ton of money, so go on, dude. Get it. Also, I had no idea that Marge has a 25-year-old natural-born son. I was a little shocked to find that out, personally. Like, am I the only one in that boat? Did I not get that memo? Did she talk about it in her book? I really need to read the fucking book. Hashtag no time at all. Andy then brings up Marge, saying that Jennifer's husband is her meal ticket, and Jennifer thinks that that whole thing, it's a recurring theme for Marge attacking stay-at-home moms. Marge disagrees because she was also a stay-at-home mom for a very long time. She just thinks that her and Jennifer have very different values, and that Jennifer values materialistic things, and that she's married to a plastic surgeon. She has that she's married to a plastic surgeon in her Instagram bio. I mean, Jennifer just says it's a fact. I mean, facts are facts, America. Listen, I'd do the same damn thing. Then Teresa, she decides that she wants to chime in, saying that maybe Jennifer is proud that she's married to a plastic surgeon, and that Marge wouldn't put that she's married to a plumber in her Instagram bio, and I was floored when Teresa said that.
I mean, I don't think you would say you're married to a plumber.
Why? What's wrong with being a plumber?
No, I'm just saying. I mean, he's a doctor.
You know what? I know what that means, Teresa. Not a nice thing.
Clearly, Teresa said that as a dig, and in Marge's own words, hit a nerve. Clearly that hit a nerve in the Marge, and I think Marge is 100% going to be the punching bag during this reunion, along with Jackie and Melissa. Jennifer did go on to explain that she and Bill got married when Bill was in med school and was a resident, and she didn't get any help for anything until she had her fourth child. That's when she got the nannies and the help. And Jennifer wants to be proud of the things that she has and live off the fruits of the labor. Can you blame her? I mean, if I had that kind of money too, I mean, I would kind of relish doing the same thing. I mean, I probably wouldn't talk about it as much as Jennifer does, but I'd be proud about the fucking hard work that her family did to get to where they are. So, I mean, if she wants to get help, fucking get help. If you want a nanny, if you want a cook, if you want, you know, whatever you want, I mean, if you have the means to afford it, do it, but just be humble about it and don't brag about it. So anyway, that's a whole other discussion. We digress. So then we play a montage of Jennifer's mother and father, and we talk about that main contentious point that Jennifer had going on all this season. So we find out Jennifer and her mom are still not speaking. However, Jennifer did recently post on Instagram that her and her mother have since made up and they are talking again, which, thank God. I mean, they were able to hash out their differences, talk about it, and move on. We'll see how long it lasts. But for the time being, Jennifer and her mom are now speaking. So here is where I get lost, though. Melissa then chimes in and says that Jennifer throws her mother under the bus and would never speak to her own mother that way. And then Jennifer claps back and says, "It's called showing my real life, Melissa. You should try it."
It's called showing my real life. You should try it sometimes. We're on a reality show.
I mean, again, people, facts are facts. I think Melissa doesn't show her real life, and she fabricates things for the show. What? There. I said it. So then Marge pipes in and says that we know everything about everyone in Jennifer's family because Jennifer airs out all of their dirt, but she doesn't say anything about herself. I mean, I kind of beg to differ about this whole thing. Family is a huge part of who Jennifer is. It is an extension of Jennifer. And Jennifer did air out the fact that her and her mom and her dad are just not getting along. And I don't think that that is the case at all. So I kind of disagree with Marge saying that. I personally think that Jennifer was going through a lot. She was in the middle of her mother and her father. I just think that Marge was wrong with saying that. You know, I think we did find out a lot about Jennifer. I did think that we learned a lot about who she is. She was literally in the middle of her family drama. In the middle of it. No one said shit when Melissa and Teresa weren't getting along. It's kind of like the same thing. So, moving on from that, Jackie thinks that Jennifer throws her mother under the bus so Jennifer has things to talk about on the show. I don't see it. I don't see Jennifer throwing her mom under the bus at all this season. I didn't get it. Jennifer played fair. She took her father in this season because he was not getting along with the mom, and the mom wasn't getting along with the dad. So Jennifer took one for the team, moved her dad in. Jennifer's mom hated that. Jennifer was in the middle of all of that craziness. She was just trying to make the peace. She did something very nice for her mom and threw a Turkish tea party. And then Jennifer's mom threw it in her face because Jennifer embarrassed her by bringing up the fact that Jackie and Dolores' parents don't live together. And I think Jennifer just wanted to prove a point and say, listen, there are unconventional marriages, and it's okay that you don't live with dad. You don't live with the father. I don't see how Jennifer was doing that in a malicious way. I just don't see it, and I think that Marge and Melissa said that to be mean girls. There. I said it. And then Jackie. Oh, Jackie. She said that families are the ones that shouldn't be dragged on the show.
Our families shouldn't be the ones who are dragged.
Are you kidding me? You said that thing about Gia.
Yet, she made that analogy about Gia. Like, we get it. It was an analogy. But you did it in a way to hurt Teresa, and you used Teresa's family, so you dragged Gia through the mud, but yet you're saying that families shouldn't be the one that got dragged. I'm actually siding with Teresa this time around. I understand that it was an analogy. I get it. I personally understand that. But then Jackie can't sit there and say, well, you can't drag families. Well, bitch, you did that. So you don't really have any room to talk, Jackie. Teresa is right, though. Jennifer and her mom have different dynamics, just like Melissa and her mom, and Marge and her mom, and Dolores and her mom, and Jackie and her mom. We all have different dynamics with our families. So, I mean, I would 100% call out my own mother in that way. It's how I personally was raised. We were all, as Jackie said, cut from a different cloth. It was her fucking tagline this season. We're cut from different cloths. It is what it is. So why all of a sudden is Jennifer this horrible person throwing everyone under the bus to benefit herself? I'm not seeing it at all. Those were very real and raw conversations that Jennifer had with her mother. And then Melissa chimes in and says that, well, you've been trying to get on this show for 8 years. I mean, Jennifer even said that she doesn't have to fake things for the camera like Melissa did. I mean, where's the lie? Melissa got on the show because of Teresa. Let's just call that one like it is. Melissa got on the show to bring and tear Teresa down. Teresa was Melissa's meal ticket onto the Real Housewives of New Jersey. Where is the lie, people? Where is the lie? Melissa, those in glass houses probably shouldn't be throwing stones. I'm just saying. So then now we talk about Michelle and the comment that Michelle made about Joe Gorga never paying her husband. And Jennifer and Marge had a conversation off camera saying that Michelle purposefully came on the show to ambush Melissa. And then Jennifer said this.
She said, kidding me? My husband's a plumber. You think we don't know he doesn't pay people?
You are
We're not here to bring anybody
Melissa,
down.
you think I would ever say that?
So now Jennifer is implying that Marge is the one starting the rumors about Joe Gorga not paying his contractors. I mean, here's what though. Joe Gorga did post fake pictures of his before and after projects on Instagram. I don't know if you guys remember this, but he used these from like a magazine or other websites, their after pictures, and pretty much used them as his own. So it's kind of not so far-fetched to believe that he doesn't pay his people. There, I said it. So Marge obviously denies ever saying that, and if it were true, Jennifer would have said that on camera, and that Jennifer is just a shit starter. So now let's bring out Joe Gorga, because we're gonna talk about the marriage issues. Okay, let's just get this over with, because I literally just don't have the patience to rehash all of the marriage issues again. We all know what went down this season, so I'm not gonna rehash it all. Just watch my previous recaps to find out my full thoughts and what actually happened with the whole Joe and Melissa marriage because I just can't. So we find out that when Joe and Melissa first got married, they weren't allowed to do anything apart with anyone else. They were attached at the hip, and they're both very jealous people. I mean, I'm not really shocked about that. So because of the show, Melissa is now stepping out on her own, and it's bugging Joe very much. I mean, it makes sense, especially if you have years and years and years of being inseparable, and now all of a sudden Melissa's going out and doing her own damn thing. I mean, I get it to a point. Joe thinks, though, that as soon as the pandemic is over, Melissa is going to be out like a bird, doing event after event after event after event. And that's also bugging Joe, and I think that's in the back of his mind. So Andy then brings up a comment that Joe Gorga made about Melissa in an interview, and this is how shady Andy Cohen was at the reunion.
Joe, you said in an interview about Melissa that fame is a devil, and it makes you forget who you are.
I mean, he kind of really didn't play fair. He definitely chose sides and picked favorites. There, I said it. Isn't Andy Cohen supposed to be like Switzerland and play neutral? That's just saying. So, I mean, he also said that thing about fame in the season as well. So, let's just not forget about that. So, Marge and Jennifer feel that Melissa needs just to grab hold of this opportunity right now while the sun is still shining on Melissa, while she's still young, while that opportunity is still there. Melissa needs to ride the wave because it will not last forever. And I mean, I 100% agree with that. The opportunity is here for Melissa to be her own person, to be her own boss. And honestly, it isn't going to last forever. So ride the wave, bitch. Ride the wave. Melissa, though, feels that this is her time because she stayed home with the 3 kids for so long, was that stay-at-home mom, let Joe do his own thing, and now she wants to work. I don't think there's any problem with that. And then Teresa and Dolores are saying that don't let work come between you and your marriage. There's more to life than just making money. But I do agree with Marge's take on work.
Working's not just about money. It's about a passion and being fulfilled, about loving what you do.
This is exactly how I feel about work. Work is not about making money. It's about having a passion and following it through and doing what makes you happy. A job gives you a paycheck. Work is a passion. That's just how I look at it, though. And now we're debating again about whether or not Joe is chauvinistic. And let's just save it. Joe's chauvinistic. Done. And the apology that Joe made to Dolores when he called her broken. For fuck's sake, such toxic masculinity. It really is.
Well, if I hurt your feelings, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So sarcastic. I didn't like that apology. Yuck, yuck, yuck. So apparently, Joe and Melissa now, they're good. They're fine. Their issues are over. Good as gold. Just when the season ended. I smell fish. Smells fishy. Fabricated storyline much? And then Andy says this about the Real Housewives of New Jersey, that at the heart of Real Housewives of New Jersey is family, and it always will be family, which, I mean, I 100% agree with that. Real Housewives of New Jersey is the only franchise that heavily features everyone's family. No other franchise does that. So with that being said, then we air the montage and tribute to Teresa and Joe's dad, No. And that whole thing, it was very, very heartwarming. I do feel bad for Teresa. I really do. She's been through so much. She went to jail. Joe went to jail. She got a divorce. Her mom died. Her dad died. I feel bad for her. I do. And I'm really rooting for her relationship with Louis to do well. I mean, I kind of don't think it's going to, but you know, I wish her nothing but the best. I mean, let's face it. Teresa is Real Housewives of New Jersey. She is. She, like, makes that show. And it's kind of like, if you get rid of Teresa, you kind of don't have the Real Housewives of New Jersey. You just don't. Love her or hate her, she can be a real fucking bitch. but she makes the show. She really, really does. So let's switch gears and talk about Teresa versus Joe and the fight that they had down at the Jersey Shore regarding Joe Gorga not liking Joe Giudice and Teresa defending Joe Giudice and not her brother. So Joe goes on to explain that this is why he was upset with Joe Giudice. It was because he was the one that put Teresa in prison. And while Teresa was away in jail, Joe Gorga had to go over to that house and pretend to be nice to the man that put his sister in jail. I 100% get it. I would hate that man too. Like, I really would. Joe Giudice is still, currently, has been in the past and the present, currently still putting out nasty articles about Joe and Melissa. And honestly, it's like he's trying to ride this like 15 minutes of fame that is clearly over. Like, Joe Giudice, your time's up, dude. It's over. Stop trying to stay relevant. Jennifer says that Joe shouldn't have exploded on national TV, but yet she wants everyone to be real and not fake. Like, I think that explosive blow up from Joe Gorga was years and years and years and years of holding back his feelings about Giudice, Joe Giudice. And it all just came to a head that night, especially finding out that Teresa is defending Joe Giudice and not her brother. And I think that was just the straw that broke the camel's back, and bam! That's what happened. And then Joe Giudice put out another article saying this. He said that Gorga, Joe Gorga, took money from his dad. He never checked on his mom or dad in the hospital, which we all know is the farthest from the truth. I think Joe Giudice is trying to stay relevant, and Teresa is defending this article, saying that there's truth behind it.
Is there any truth in what he said about them?
I mean, listen, there is, some.
I don't understand what is happening with this woman. So we all then talk about Jackie's crazy extensions down at the Jersey Shore. She said that they've never filmed during the summer before. Her extensions stayed straight and silky, and her real hair got frizzy and curly. We all get it. We all get it.
Got very humid at the Jersey Shore. I wasn't aware of the way the back of my head looked, and frankly, I had a ton of other things on my mind. I want nothing to do with you now.
I did not feel like doing my hair. I threw a hat on today. I'm having a bad hair day. I get it, Jackie. You're relatable. You took it like a champ. If you can't laugh about it, then that's a problem. Don't take yourself too seriously. So now we end the Real Housewives of New Jersey reunion part 1 with Jennifer versus Marge that went down during the last half of the season, and that whole you're a sloppy drunk, you slept your way to the top, you're a concubine, all that stuff. So Marge and Jennifer are now going head to head regarding Marge sleeping with her bosses and being taken advantage of, men in power, and that Marge can't use that excuse for every man she slept with. And then Jennifer tweeted out that Marge is slutty. Jennifer also said that Marge slept her way to the top. And to be fair, Marge was very open and honest about her sexual past. Casual sex, being taken advantage of bosses. I mean, Jennifer did take it a little too far, but now it's just like tit for tat, and we're both just throwing daggers at each other at this point. Marge then also tweeted back that Jennifer only slept her way to Paramus. And you know shit's getting real when you have dual screens. You know that shit is going to get real. So now they're arguing about the definition of a concubine, which prompts this amazing moment from Jennifer. Merriam-Webster, where are you at?
No, a concubine by definition. No, by definition,
Merriam-Webster, where are you at? By definition,
I don't know what a concubine is. And now I feel like I need to Google it to find out what a concubine is, because Candace also said it in Potomac, and I need to know. Concubine. Definition. A woman who lives with a man but has lower status than his wife or wives. A mistress. Oh. I don't think Jennifer is a mistress. And then we end the Real Housewives of New Jersey Part 1 reunion Jennifer telling Jackie that Margaret is the one that started the cheating rumors. And she also then throws Teresa under the bus and says that she won't say Marge started the rumor. She'll let Teresa say it. Shit's gonna get wild next week, guys. Shit is going to get wild. Next week is the final part of the Real Housewives of New Jersey reunion. We're going to put a bow on this season and we're gonna put it to sleep. What did y'all think of the Real Housewives of New Jersey Part 1? Comment below. Let's have a conversation. Tell me what you loved. Tell me what you hated. Tell me it all. Get subscribed to my channel so you don't miss out on any of my Real Housewives and Bravo content. Until the next one, guys, we will chat soon. I'm out. Bye.